Yo people, Smackalicious here with another RWBY video. Today I want to talk about the Volume 4 character short, and after almost a week I'm not completely sure if I should be hyped or worried. You can tell me what you think about it in the comments, and I would like to start off with the animations. So what is there to say? The animation looks stunning, you know, it's a job well done. But of course, what do you expect? They hired new people, they switched animating software, so this obviously is the result of it. But there's one thing that is a bit odd. It looks a bit out of place, and all the volumes had it in a certain degree. But now with the new graphics, it doesn't feel like it belongs there, and that is the fact that how can you explain it the best? When you have an old school video game, like those 2D games, you have this foreground with the objects that you can move on, with the enemies and your character, and then which is one style, and then you have a background which is a flat wallpaper that is a different style. You know, like that one is just drawn, and then the game is being built on top of it. And obviously, this in RWBY is completely in 3D, but you can see a difference between the characters, the Grimm and RWBY, and the background behind it. You can see that it's clearly a different animating style. Like they created the environment in one software, and then they did the animations in a different one, the fights, and then they just copied it in. And you know, as I said, all those volumes had it before, but now it truly stands out because they have this extremely high quality increase between volume 3 and 4. So that's one thing that is a bit odd. Of course, it's not bad because, well, look at the graphics. You know, they're extremely good, extremely. But it's one thing about it that I like. I'm not completely sure how I feel about that. Next up is the fight itself, and this is the important one for me because this was the first thing that truly got me interested in RWBY. It originated from the red, yellow, white, and black trailers. Black, white, whatever the order is. You could already see it that this was the one special thing that RWBY had, because it wasn't the graphics, especially during those trailers. It wasn't the voice acting either, because the first the RWBY trailer, the red, had no voice acting at all. It was two things. It was the weapons, you know, the combinations of one weapon and the other one, creating stunning monstrosities, if I may say so. And the other thing was the way that RWBY fights. It was so completely different from anything you could have seen before. You know, the way that she uses the kickback of a weapon to engage or disengage, or to give her slash attacks an extra kick. It was so special. And what do you see in the character shot? Nothing of it. There's only one moment that she uses the kickback of a weapon to make some distance between her and RWBY, or whatever you want to call it. It's the only time, and I think that she actually uses the shot to give her slice a bit more impact, but nothing is there, you know, it just doesn't feel the same. If one thing was good about RWBY to begin with, it was the fact that if you had a fight scene, you could feel the impact. You know, even though the graphics weren't that good, that was one thing that they could transfer over to you. And this fight scene, it just didn't feel like RWBY. If they give her if they did a completely different character with a different looking scythe, you could accept it. But you know, this was RWBY. We know the way she fights, and out of nowhere, you know, it's completely different. And of course, you know, they had a time jump, 6 to 8 months or something or whatever. You know, you're not telling me that someone changed their entire way of fighting in that course of a time. And if they did, then I would like to see it. But you know, knowing that they had this time jump, you know, I'm not sure if we're gonna see stuff like that. But this is truly shocking to me, and I'm not sure if this was done on purpose or something, because this scene was already showed at RTX, so that was a long time ago. So maybe they just had to rush something out. You know, they wanted to show the new animating software, so they rushed this fight out on RTX, hoping that people wouldn't complain about it. But you know, I think that this is actually gonna be the fighting style from now on. And well, that would truly suck. You know, that's simply not RWBY anymore. So well, I think we'll have to wait for the next volume, of course, which is what, 13 days, 2 weeks. We're almost there then, so that's a good thing. But yeah, this is what truly gets me, what keeps me up at night. So the last thing I would like to talk about is the time skip that they have between volume 3 and 4. It was confirmed that it is going to be about 6 to 8 months or something, and I'm not sure how I should feel about this. This is a show about growing up, and you can't just skip a period in your life. You can't just say let's skip through puberty or whatever. But what could they skip through? Well, the grief over Pyrrha's death, all that sort of shit. They've been living in the wilderness for so long. I mean, how do they do it? They have been to Beacon for what, 1 year? What the hell did they learn in that period? Nothing. So obviously they're not full-fledged hunters or whatever. So they still need additional training. Have they skipped that? Have they just got new moves or whatever? I would like to see that. I would like to see like a Eye of the Tiger Rocky style training, or Karate Kid wash in wash out, or pick up the jacket, whatever you want to do. I would like to see some stuff like that. I don't want to have that skipped. That's my favorite part about any fighting movie. Obviously those are mostly kung fu, well, and Rocky of course. But yeah, so I'm not sure if that's gonna lead to something good. Well, obviously, having a season dedicated to overcoming the grief of losing Pyrrha and losing your arm and all that shit, and being taken away by your father, in Wise case, and running away, Black style, Blake. Why does Blake run away all the time? That complete bullshit. But I don't want to. Obviously, if you use the time skip, you can go to the more interesting and fun stuff. Fighting Cinder and whatever they want to fight. But no, I don't think they should skip important stuff. I don't think they do. But it would be even stupid. More stupid if they had John already. Well, no. Technically speaking, after 6 or 8 months, you would already be past your grief, or at least I think so. John should be over it right now. It would be silly if they said, no, after 6 or 8 months he still isn't over it, he has been highly depressed for the better part of a year, so that doesn't make any sense. And I don't want to see that skipped either, so I don't know about this time skip. I'm not even sure if there's a time skip. I don't think so. I think they confirmed it. I shouldn't take everything people say on the forums for granted. But yeah, so that will conclude this video. You can leave in the comments what you think about it, and as always, thank you for watching.